Think politics are boring? Then let us change your mind. Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 SNL political parodies.
See, right now, we're sending food to Somalia, but it's not getting to the people who need it because it's being intercepted by warlords.
Before we begin, we publish new videos every day, so be sure to subscribe for more great content. For this list, we're looking at the funniest and most well-known parodies of political figures performed on Saturday Night Live.
Donald, you're duplicitous, you're reckless, and if you become the Republican nominee, know this: I would make a great vice president.
Number 10, Darrell Hammond as Dick Cheney. Darrell Hammond is a master of impressions and successfully tried his luck impersonating a number of political figures during his tenure at SNL. However, it's Hammond's take on former Vice President Dick Cheney that stands alongside his Bill Clinton as one of the comedian's most well-known parodies.
If you shoot another friend, will you keep it a secret? Dick?
No, I will not keep it a secret.
Hammond hams it up and does his best to play with Cheney's public persona as the evil puppet mastermind behind the George W. Bush administration, while getting a lot of laughs in the process.
Happy Valentine's, Mr. Cheney. It's hot here in Iraq. I can't wait for you to get here so you can suck. I don't think I need to finish that.
That sneaky snarl, those side-eye glances, it's all part of Hammond's hilarious take on a polarizing man. Number 9, Norm Macdonald as Bob Dole. Norm Macdonald is a comedian's comedian, a man who has earned both respect from his peers and laughs from the audience. SNL fans were certainly laughing back when Macdonald was playing former presidential candidate and Senator Bob Dole on the show.
Nobody eats Bob Dole's peanut butter without asking.
Whatever.
Norm made it a point to emphasize Dole's habit of referring to himself in the third person, while also capturing Dole's pencil-holding, deadpan delivery.
I'm President of the United States. I'm President Bob Dole, President, and I live in the White House.
You are pathetic, man.
Macdonald was surly and grumpy, yet remarkably charismatic in his performance as Dole, and it's something we're still laughing about today. Number 8, Jay Pharoah as Barack Obama. It was Fred Armisen who first took aim at Barack Obama with his unique and slightly strange impression, but that performance was certainly improved upon once Jay Pharoah took over the role.
Questions like, is this the first step towards war? What can the United States do? And hold up, what's Crimea?
Pharoah easily ticks all of the boxes when it comes to capturing Obama's well-known cadence, phrasing, and manner of speech, while at the same time capturing that certain level of political swagger the former president has.
Gawker was right. This really is your number. Payback is a bitch.
Jay Pharoah is a skilled comedian and impressionist, but this might be some of his best work. Number 7, Dana Carvey as George H.W. Bush.
These financial regulations are important to prevent bubbles.
Absolutely.
We got a lot of bubbles and they grow.
It seems as if SNL icon Dana Carvey can impersonate just about anyone, but it was the world of politics that gave us some of the cast members' most memorable bits. Many Carvey fans might point to his loony impression of one-time presidential candidate Ross Perot as their favorite, but we're going with his classic take on George H.W. Bush.
Hello, this is the president. Speak slowly and clearly and tell me what the problem is.
Carvey had a lot of material to work with during the Bush presidency, but it's the comedian's uncanny ability to mimic the former president's voice and mannerisms, especially during monologues and debates, that are probably best remembered.
Kind of short down in this area down here. Would love to be up here, but I'm down here.
Number 6, Melissa McCarthy as Sean Spicer.
You are clearly articulate and charming, whereas Sean is bullish.
The next parody on our list is an early 21st century example of this sketch show's political humor, but that doesn't make it any less funny.
And I got a tracking number right here if you want to check it out. And it goes 85546118856. Son of a...
Melissa McCarthy surprised everyone in 2017 when she appeared on Saturday Night Live to impersonate former White House press secretary Sean Spicer. The comedian's natural affinity for physical comedy and mimicry brought the house down, and it wasn't long before McCarthy was making regular appearances as Spicer. Her impression was loud, colorful, and boisterous, and we loved every minute of it.
You cannot come at me like that. I will put you in the corner with CNN.
We're not fake news!
Number 5. Alec Baldwin as Donald Trump. We return to New Millennium SNL territory with yet another guest star who, as of late, has become a sort of de facto cast member.
How are you both doing this week?
Really, really great, Erin. They're all still buying it.
Alec Baldwin earned rave reviews and laughs when he parodied the Donald on the campaign trail, so it made sense that the award-winning actor would return to the role once Trump took office.
You must have known the optics on that would be terrible.
Come on, do you think I care about optics? Look at me. I sit on every chair like it's a toilet, okay?
Baldwin nails a funny and exaggerated take on many of Trump's well-known personal quirks and mannerisms, and never shies away from tackling the more controversial topics that were at the center of news outlets during the president's campaign.
Ma'am, I don't know if you know this, but you're in an island in the water. The ocean water, big ocean, with fishies and bubbles and turtles that bite.
Number 4. Kate McKinnon as Hillary Clinton. If Baldwin's Trump was good, then Kate McKinnon's parody of Hillary Clinton was even better.
I'm angry too, because the top 10% of the top 1% control 90% of the wealth in this country. And I've always said that.
McKinnon's place as one of SNL's funniest faces was already secure before she took on this role. But if anything, Kate's impression of Hillary has made her even more popular.
Gosh, New York has been cold this week, hasn't it? In fact, my head is getting a little chilly. I better put on my favorite hat that I've worn so many times over the years.
Maybe it's McKinnon's ability to tap into Clinton's awkward public persona, or perhaps it was the laughs she got portraying how badly Hillary wanted to win the election.
Not getting ahead of myself in public. In private, I've been president for 15 years.
Or maybe it was that somber cold opening in the wake of a Trump victory, where, in character, McKinnon sang a stirring rendition of Leonard Cohen's Hallelujah.
The baffled king composing hallelujah.
Honestly, it was all of that and more. This was a brilliant performance.
There's a lot of work to be done, and that is why I am sick and tired of hearing about my own damn emails.
Number 3. Phil Hartman as Bill Clinton. Hillary's other half is up next on our list, this time portrayed by the much-missed Phil Hartman. The SNL legend had already impressed with his smart and satirical take on former President Reagan. Yet even that performance was eclipsed by his dead-on impression of William Jefferson Clinton.
Well, I just want to mingle with the American people, talk with some real folks, maybe get a Diet Coke or something.
All right, fine. But please, don't tell Mrs. Clinton.
Jim, let me tell you something. There's going to be a whole bunch of things we don't tell Mrs. Clinton.
Hartman wasn't one note in his work, and did his best to capture everything about Clinton. His affable charisma, his Arkansas accent, his taste for fast food, his relationship with Hillary, and his role as commander-in-chief. Above all else, though, it was just funny. A perfect impression from one of SNL's greatest talents.
This administration has been more open about its affairs than any previous administration.
Number 2. Will Ferrell as George W. Bush.
You know who I'm talking about. Iran, Iraq, and one of the Koreas.
2 Bushes in one list, it's more likely than you think.
I didn't think there was anything wrong
no
with it.
big deal.
Especially when it's legendary comedian Will Ferrell working his magic on screen. This time, it's the younger Bush, George W., who receives some good-natured parody when Will takes aim at the former president's goofy public persona.
I believe that some of his figures may be inaccurate.
Ferrell takes good care in mimicking W's perceived difficulties with grammar, while also nailing Bush's accent, squint, and memorable laugh.
He's a loon. He's a nutbag is what he is.
There's also hindsight. Knowing that Ferrell had to impersonate the president in a post-9/11 world makes the performance all the more impressive, poignant, and important.
First of all, I think that any instability in that first country you mentioned is troubling.
Before we name our top pick, here are some spot-on honorable mentions.
I want you to try to look at inflation in an entirely new way. Inflation is our friend.
Oh my God! Mr. Bernie Sanders! Oh, I'm your biggest fan, and I'm telling you, I'm feeling the burn. That's a... Well, what do you mean? You don't think so? Shake my hand.
You coughed into your hand. Don't shake it after a cough.
No, I didn't.
Number 1, Tina Fey as Sarah Palin.
We turn on the news every morning and are shocked to see we're not even on it because we've been replaced by immigrants like Geraldo Rivera.
It's one of the most beloved and most well-known political parodies in SNL history. The time Tina Fey took a shot at vice presidential hopeful Sarah Palin.
Are there parts of the country that you consider un-American?
Oh, you know, that was just my lame attempt at a joke, but, yes, New York, New Jersey, Massachusetts, Connecticut, Delaware, California.
Fey won a Primetime Emmy Award in 2009 for her portrayal of the former Alaskan governor. A nuanced performance that both skewered Palin's political prowess, or lack thereof, and lightheartedly poked fun at her beauty queen appearance, accent, and use of colloquialisms.
And now I'd like to entertain everybody with some fancy pageant walking.
It was a smash hit, and Fey would return to the role a number of times for SNL, securing the character as a high point in the show's long-running history of political comedy.
Thank you, Iowa! Oh, I wanted to take a break from my full-time career of writing things on Facebook.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out these other great clips from WatchMojo and subscribe for new videos every day.